I want to share the LETOUR LED light for your barbecue or whatever needs that you have. Now, the nice thing about this light that I really like is that it's got a USB charge port. So it's a lithium powered light and you don't have to put batteries in or do anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run some B-roll clips that I took really early in the morning because I wanted to make sure that you got a good demo. I did use this a couple of times for an overnight brisket cook, and I think that one might be on the channel, but I'm not sure. So if it is, I'll pop a link up here because I did 2 brisket cooks back to back, and I don't know which one I used the light in, but I did use it for a few minutes just because it was really dark out here and the other light just wasn't doing it, and I wanted to give this a run through. Let's go ahead and run that clip that I took this morning. I tend to keep everything in the box, and inside the box is the magnets. And then there is a pack of directions, real basic stuff there, nothing crazy. And then here's the light, and it has a really wonderful hook. And then the panels are really nice. They're just real clean looking. Then you can see here where the port is that you charge. And then the on-off button is right next to that charging port. Now I'm going to turn that away, and then we'll go ahead and open up the barbecue and point that in there. And something else to note is that there is a couple of magnets on the back that are included. Now it has 2 different light modes, so there's actually 3 full settings. So this is the bright light mode, which is a kind of a white, and then the thing, you see it just hanging on the door there. If you didn't have a really hot cook and you just needed to hang it up there so you could get some general light, that would work. And then you can see here that you might hang it on an object, or like in my case, I just hung it from the canopy. Now I'm going to go ahead and run through the light modes because in the first video I forgot to do that. So first of all, here's the first bright light mode. So that's all white. And then we have a softer yellow light mode. And then we have the combined mode here. And then we have this. And I got to tell you that if there was one con, I think that you really shouldn't put a blue and red light on something like this, because I think that in most states, I think it's illegal to flash blue and red lights. And I think you could get in a lot of trouble. Now, something else that this has is it also has a 1/4 inch screw. So I do plan on putting it on a tripod and seeing if it works for night light for filming video. I'll probably use the combination setting and see if that works. Now, of course, I have these lights and everything that I stand up and I can use, but they're just such a hassle. And then you also have to have the power for them. So until I get a different situation figured out, I'm going to give this a try and see. Now, one more time, I'm going to point it down and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. So there is on right there. And then we have the light color mode, and I'm going to kind of flash it at the camera just a little bit. So it's kind of a yellow mode. And then we have the combined mode. And then I'm just going to hold it down. So then I kind of cut out the red and blue strobe there because I really, like I said, I'm not a big fan of that necessarily. But other than that, this thing has worked really well and it's held the charge really good. So I don't know exactly how long this charge lasts, but on the box it says 4 to 8 hours. So I'm just roughly assuming that if you put it on the low mode, like on the yellow mode, that it would last about 8 hours. But if you use it on the combination mode, which is the full power mode, it will probably only last about 4. So check this thing out. I've been very happy with what I received. And again, that was a free sample from LETOUR. I did not pay for this, so I just want to make sure that you know that. You'll find the link for this in the video description below or the pinned comment. So check it out.